A majority of the Solomon Islands' rural populace depends on the informal sector to generate income. The growing and selling of garden crops has enabled families to provide for their day-to-day needs. But for women in Hautahe village in East Areare, Malaita Province, Betel nut has given them the means to go an extra mile in providing for their families.
Ieru iran uruha iran community on my komu iran ru area on my komu hun arane uruha ek mau dia nenne mara ene ieru community benefit no wai so horan purin 5 years na ki kapagin na ki hunun onen kito 100 ton arena o purina 5 years eta 5 years nena kasor eku are uanen ton kahununa kasor hang ko ku arstiani ya hamaketi hun arang ko an ika unena nena etam horo etan horo kahunu duan horo kahunu kaurana 6 na 7 years horo anene ko huwa hun ko tara en harvest hang ko serenon.
Mrs. Stella Haikeni is one of the many women in Hautahe village who engage in the betel nut industry for economic means. With over 5,000 betel nut trees in 3 of her plantations, Mrs. Haikeni says they earn good money when there is a demand for betel nut in Honiara. She explains that this helps them with their major family projects.
Marahorone ek harvestine ekasiani na kasor ek catch up on 15 o arene nat. Hor parasian on ek tunte teresiani ek hua paki wo eselem ona ek amount ek tarian o 800 yang one paki. Karen ona 1000 yang one paki en ek tarian. Ora ek to one hun selen ek hua main ek hua sohan eruna ni me eruna. Na timba ne eusuane e masohan full ni ma uane na ta susuri ni man e he uane na eusua sikona e kon mas e enenka hawestiro u hora kara hunu ro na e kore huoro u.
But when there is a surplus of betel nut, they get as low as $80 for a 20-kilogram bag of betel nut.
Ta horo e kasiani na e rabo na e ko hore e kasian ma e ko maketen te bolone e kasiani e ko $2 war e ko $3 war e. Hun e wonena taimar horo e masian ona e ko paktor hipina e ko catch up moran por paki $80 $100.
With the recent COVID-19 transmission in the country, betel nut farmers in Hautahe village were also affected as there was no income generated from betel nut.
Man horo are hurunena ina corona era mai hurunena man horo ne usapanena so horo ne e mai teitere selenina ton haka e mai ramai na etara on mo manena horanen e mek usen ani mor han kam khanena irana era matara 6 mantino ne COVID-19 hurunena
time corona affect tu ye cause every binada be looking rate no more on top cause binada ready for harvest but no any see be make taken go up lohoniara no any market lo dia too so you send them one bike for low house no more. So hemna make me fala no kutul time corona. So she putting bag blue inside boat $20 no one bag. Then subsman being petrol I'm 120 130 or so. COVID-19 yana make him kalon him 140 or so 130. But last time was $100 no more.
For betel nut farmers Mrs. Tonasiana Nunuaru and her husband Andrew Teremauri, their betel nut plantations have supported them to provide for their children and meet family and community obligations through contributions.
Mi pala lo homblo mi pala ya osem every member every family lo home ya every plantation ya for osem house scoopy now cause lo home ya no karim staka wakaman inside wata no wakalo honiara osem market no mo osem mi pala karim selling for wakem house scoopy osem plantation ya time plantem osem 5 years no ma make 6 mi pala harvest now time para lo 6 make 6 years ya mi pa harvest one para plantation osem kasim 10 pack osem then go with them now time kasim wolf time mi looking stack of people come Time ya mi mas high price na osem 1,000 osem. Time mi lukum no any mangkam no ma osem 500, 300 osem. Folom na price lo te polo market. Market ya mi aim no ma mi gogoya. Aim for house. Time beginning osem te grow up ya. Mi titinim na school people beginning too.
Logata plantation ya, hem about 10 fala. So make one now me come stay lo hem lo inside him come stay lo hem ya. Make one plantation na ya. Suppose you at him every farmer said together ya pa hem kasim 20 plus ya. 20,000 plus pot of betel nut. Oh, one trip. Me take him call last Christmas too yet. Me take him now hem 15 bags. So mi no market lo o kata market ya mo. Mi ko sell lo wof no mo. 15 pack ya hem 15,000 na. Lo 15 packs ya. Lo one for Christmas na. Mi fala no waka ya lo town o sem. O fokap man ya. Mi fala stay o sem no mo. So mi fala find them hard and mi fala strang kona for planting betel nut no mo. And every single lo hem ya now. Mi fala peta papa sa tim tu yet. Tai mi fala ko sel lo honiera o sem. Half sel lo hem mi fala usim na lo family. Half sel lo hem mi fala pet pipim na ko ta something for house o sem. Like kopa. O kata mesanite. O kata wire cement o sem everything lo house now. Now every time mi follow awesome no man. Time mi go sell and at same time mi people mo something to same time. And help me follow too lo side lo school fees. And side lo kota people kere awesome lo side lo mi follow lo home. Tatuan na hem too much ya. Pim kele na o mi follow no good lo hem ya. Even selling mi follow swat lo hem too. Because hem all the way nowhere.
Although Hautahe community also engage in ginger and cover farming, they find that betel nut farming is more convenient for them.
Ene prioritiana not ye no mauwewe no mauweo na selempoina no resiaina e pon no. Ta chinjana ine kawa ara no no has emestaka wana no ko selemunne no teto i hatara wana 2000 ni no teter wan chinja na ine ya kawa.
O sempina dia ikwan plantimia bo prasim nomo. But since you must make a crown on top, kawa tu cut. But otabina dia you brush all the way nomo. 2 months finish you go sa brush time him small 2 months dia you brush. Then him pick now. Then him pick osem inu sa brush all the way tu osem him something so him no grow all the way inside. Crash no sa grow all the way. Yeah, selling lo binate hem nice too much. Hem big, then all the way too. Time binat osem sip kam no more. Binat ko go na ya. Every sip kam all the way no more. Honiara all the way. So small market lo home ya too. Lo home misa ko witem lo tarapay na go sell one osem lo dia. Kos narasat no karim binat osem lo mipalo istia.
Selling lo betel nut. And selling lo everything ya, like kavan, chinsa, everything more. Because everything mi karam tu yet. Kawa mi jetekem mi usim pata hem para no good now. Because every pay okata papa mi okata price block okata hem drop down too. Chinsa no any bless where mi for pay koselo hem too, so everything saya all pound lo push no more. But betel nut now hem na miss story about ya every time no more.
In countries such as Indonesia, betel nut is commercialized through the export of its fruits. According to reports from Volza Grow Global, the top 3 exporters of betel nut are Indonesia, Netherlands, and India, with Indonesia being the largest, accounting for over 5,000 shipments. For Solomon Islands, betel nut is mainly commercialized within the country from producer or farmer to the seller. Consumers buy betel nut mainly to chew for pleasure. With its large consumption rate in the country, it is also used as an item to calculate the country's Consumer Price Index (CPI). Senior statistician at the National Statistics Office, Ms. Anna Luvu, says high expenditure on betel nut has seen its inclusion as an item for the CPI.
Things me fala price him, me fala no just take him all about. Me fala based him na lo fala survey me fala do me fala call na household income and expenditure survey. No that fala survey na me fala look him na spending pattern below households and mostly me fala measure na below urban centers, urban areas. So from this fala highs here, me fala certain below highs, me fala look him na one him na people spend more money lo him. So last highs me fala do me fala look him that betel nut tem baraba one fala big expenditure below households. So there na me fala take him. Me fala follow no more expenditure below highs. Osem lo personal thing and maybe I think I'm good for the policy makers and osem because betel nut tem one fala big contribution for the households for livelihood block ataya. Okay, osem me been mentioning go. Me fala out him information na and him up to the policy makers for make use make him because you look him road every betel nut sellers no more vendors no more and hard water him nothing if him no benefit him oketa and how for taken from now and onwards him by me put him lo hand oketa me fala lo here wakablo me fala for giving you information for you wakalo him data below you for you using.
The Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Labour and Immigration also recognizes the betel nut industry in the country as one that develops livelihoods. In an interview, Permanent Secretary to the Ministry of Commerce, Mr. Riley Mesepitu, says the betel nut industry has seen the participation of those employed in the informal and even the formal sector. He states that while there is no market assessment being conducted with the betel nut industry to uncover its real value, the Ministry of Commerce projects that the industry has helped many Solomon Islanders irrespective of being employed or unemployed. Mr. Mesepitu also highlighted that the ministry recognizes the involvement of women in the industry as men and women play an important role in the industry through their engagements in owning plantations and market distributions, with women more predominant in market distributions. The Ministry of Commerce sees the market outlook for the export of betel nut regionally as depending on the market demand stemming from local Solomon Islanders overseas. It also notes that the biosecurity requirements from regional countries would likely undermine any possibility for export. However, the Ministry of Commerce anticipates a viable future for the betel nut industry as higher consumption rates tied to cultural practices and pleasure will increase the earnings generated for key players in the industry.
Okay,